Welcome to the 3G Fitness Podcast,
where 3 generations of trainers come together to discuss all things fitness related.
Join us as we share insights, tips, and stories from our diverse experiences as we unravel the secrets of staying fit.
Welcome everybody to the 3G Fitness Podcast. I'm Coach Michael.
I'm Coach Cisco.
And I'm Coach Kyle.
And today we're going to talk about the pluses and negatives of salt.
Ooh.
Go ahead, Kai.
What a great segue. Well, first, just wanted to start by saying that salt plays a vital role in our health, particularly in regulating fluid balance, nerve function, and muscle contraction. However, excess intake can lead to negative health outcomes. So here are the different pros and cons of salt. That was a better segue.
There you go.
Do you want to start us off with the pros of salt?
We'll start with the pros.
Salt Master,
Okay.
let's go.
All right, the pros of salt is that athletes and people that train, and they sweat a lot, they take salt tablets, put the salt back in,
To help them stay hydrated, right?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I never knew that.
Salt helps with water retention.
I knew that, but then I didn't think about it like more to keep you hydrated. I've always noticed that salt it helps you with water retention. That's why you feel a little bloated too, or anything like that.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, too much
would be.
I remember, when I was playing football in high school, man, that we sweat so much that they come out with salt tablets.
Really?
And it tells, hey, take the salt tablets, put dehydration and all that, So we take salt tablets and stuff.
Okay.
So mainly for athletes that train and work out hard and everything, they do that and stuff, and it helps them out. But then there's also
Electrolyte balance.
Okay.
there's also the negative part of salt, that affects the average person.
Such as what?
Yeah, people that are diabetic, like you said, cut your salt intake down and stuff, because it increases high blood pressure.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that will cause stroke, heart attack, stuff like that,
So pretty much
That's excess salt, though.
Excess
salt. Yeah. So I think we should talk about what the recommended daily intake of salt should be. So everybody should know.
because me, when I see salt, it's like if I put it on my food, it makes my food taste better.
Man, you may put a lot of salt. I could tell you use a lot of salt. It does make it taste better.
It does.
If you don't use
for
salt,
sure.
if you don't use salt, it's pretty bland.
It's very bland.
If you're into cooking and watch a lot of chef shows, salt is like the number one ingredient to use.
It
It's in
is.
everything, dude,
Exactly.
and whatnot. Like I think the only time I probably limit my salt if I know I'm really trying to cut down, I go more bland, and it's not exciting.
It's not.
No, I
It's not.
don't. I try to stay away from it as much as possible.
So then, what's the recommended amount then that we
So
should?
it says 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day, which is about 1 teaspoon of salt, is the upper limit for most adults, according to the U.S. dietary guidelines.
No.
1,500 milligrams of
Okay, what
sodium per
about-
day is recommended for from the AHA, American Heart Association, as an ideal limit, especially for individuals at risk of high blood pressure and heart disease or stroke.
So what's the difference between sea salt and that iodine salt?
Are you talking about the pink salt?
The sea salt.
Is the pink salt Himalayan?
Himalayan salt?
Himalayan salt.
Yeah.
What was the difference between that and the regular? Was that iodine?
That's a good question, Mike.
I don't know, because you're just right. I mean, I've actually
Well,
I
it's a
think I
question
looked
I've
that
always
up right
I've
here.
been curious about.
Yeah.
because I see that all the time now. It's the pink one, right? It's
Right.
Right here, it says table salt, which is iodized salt.
Iodine salt.
It contains added iodine, which is essential for thyroid function and preventing goiter. What is goiter? You guys know goiter?
it's
Gout?
my friend.
Oh, that's the same thing? Goiter, gout? Okay.
And
Oh.
sea salt.
Let's see. And sea salt is less processed. It retains some trace minerals like potassium, magnesium, and calcium. Due to its mineral content, sea salt often has a more complex flavor than table salt. Cons: lower iodine content. Typically contains little to no iodine, unless fortified, and microplastics. Since it's harvested from the sea, some sea salts may contain trace of microplastics due to ocean pollution.
Wow.
So it's basically healthier.
I would.
Well, it's less processed, so I guess so. And it's richer in flavor, so I guess so.
Yeah, it says that too. It says Himalayan sea salt has a milder, earthier flavor. So
It says Himalayan pink salt contains over 80 trace minerals, including iron, calcium, potassium, and magnesium.
wow, look.
So I guess it's a matter of like how many minerals it has.
That's interesting. I mean, because I see it. I've been noticing it like in the last 10 years. It's let's try the Himalayan pink salt, and I've never.
I eat it.
You eat it?
But it's mainly for flavor for me, not for the health reasons.
I'm like looking it up right now too because I feel like it's to me salt is. I grew up with just the regular white salt and just pour that on there and I mean, and you're right, Mike. I do use a lot. I was like, it's not like when you said like when he's saying the recommendation, it was on like a teaspoon. I'm all like,
yeah,
it's not like
I
that's
think
it.
Most people don't, but
Well, that's why. Like, what do you think is that? Like, the average is probably going to be.
Let's look it up right
yeah,
now.
because I think the average is definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if it's more than triple of what the recommended is, but it's crazy because it's
more
like
than 3,300 milligrams. So the recommended was 2,300. And people on average takes more than 3,300.
see, so that's almost like 1,000
More, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, because it's like I like perfect example. I love tacos. I'm always gonna love tacos. And the first thing I do is boom, they give me my tacos. I get that. The boom, I use literally one packet on one taco. Boom,
Man, come on, man. You don't. Yeah, you use
Maybe
like,
I'll spread it.
You take 3 packets at one time and then tear it.
Well, sometimes I do two. So I'm not gonna, like sometimes I do two, and then I'll just circle and I'm like, all right, cool. It just makes food better, it does and whatnot because it's like it's crazy how sometimes like I think you can be cooking something like a soup or something, taste it, add a little bit of salt, boom, taste it, it's just like, and then finally it hits that taste and that flavor so well too. So, like I said, how I look at salt more as a flavor thing. But
Absolutely.
but when it comes
1000%
but when
for
it
me.
comes to weight loss, I do know I try to go more avoiding it because it's to me I've always felt like it's just water retention and whatnot. So
It is. It does. I mean, I eat very little salt. If it's not already in it,
Why'd you make that face?
I never add it.
okay, straight A student, keep
I
going.
never add it onto the food. No, I don't. If it's not in it,
Never?
then- no, I don't.
No, but you like Hawaiian food. We've had this talk. Isn't Hawaiian food pretty high in sodium?
It has sodium, but it has to be in it already. In other words, if I make it, it doesn't get any.
Got it. So when you personally cook for yourself,
Yes.
because I know you do that very
No,
often.
no,
She
no.
doesn't.
No,
So he tells someone else to add the
my
salt
wife,
for him.
my wife does, and she'll vouch for it. She'll tell you, no, he doesn't take salt.
Okay, I'll
But
agree
if
with
it's
it.
already in it, there's nothing I can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell this. If I go to a restaurant or something, I can't say, hey man, no salt.
You could.
No.
So, but like, even at a restaurant. So, say you go to a restaurant, you won't put some salt on. So you won't add.
If there's salt on the table, I won't.
You won't.
put it in.
What about? Okay. Well, and why? You just never liked salt, or you?
Because I have high blood pressure.
Oh my man, I forgot about that.
Boom. Mic drop.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wait. So like you had literally. So you have high blood pressure.
Yes.
And the doctor told you to stay away from salt.
Stay away from salt.
How did that conversation go between you and your doctor about salt?
I said, is it going to bring my blood pressure down? He says, it will help. I said, I'll stay away.
Really?
Yeah. I mean.
But were you having salt before that? Like, were you right now? You just said you're not a really salty person. Well, you are a salty person.
No, earlier in my life, I had salt. I ate salt. But then you got to remember, man, back in 2006 or something, I had a mini stroke.
Yes, I do remember that. And
my blood pressure shot up,
Okay.
and I was eating a lot of salt at that time, a lot of potato chips. I didn't take that light salt potato chips.
Were you eating cup of noodles?
Yeah, that's got the worst.
Cup of noodles got hella salt.
It's like got 300
Something.
of
Let me see.
3,000, I believe.
Yeah.
How much sodium is in
does
cup of noodles? Because that makes sense, right? I mean, it's right. Well, think about it. All the food that is frozen,
Yes.
instant or anything like that, they have high sodium.
Yeah,
like,
so
you
does-
know,
One package
does frozen
contains
pizza.
1,760 milligrams.
1,760 milligrams
Wow.
Yeah.
in
that's
cup of noodles.
One package.
And one
And-
pack.
That's already, yeah.
And frozen pizza.
Well,
has
anything
a
frozen.
lot of
Some people rely and live off of cup of noodles, especially
They
like
do.
broke college students.
College students.
That's the menu, you know.
I can't even remember the last time I had a cup of noodle.
It's been a while for me.
It's been a
It's
good
been a
while.
while.
you know.
It's been a while too. Ever
No,
since I found out
no.
about that sodium thing, I was like, damn.
So, but that's crazy. So then your doctor told you to get off of sodium for your
Yes.
blood pressure and
Yes.
whatnot.
Yes.
Did you see a lot of changes when you
Yes.
when you minimize
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Really?
I have.
What other changes did you see besides your blood pressure? What about body? Did you get
Body
your abs?
wise, the weight gain is not as much as what it was before.
Okay.
Stuff, and I feel better.
You feel better?
Hell yeah, I think it was a blessing in disguise. Is that what you want to call it?
What, your stroke was a blessing in
No.
disguise? Because now you changed your habits?
It actually was, because then I found out there were a lot of things that were wrong with me.
Yeah. Still?
I mean, seriously.
No. But it's crazy because it sounds like a lot of the food that's available to us that's very quick and convenient probably is a high count of sodium. You
Yeah.
know, you talked about the frozen peaks, you talk about a cup of noodles, you talk about the chips, or anything like that. I mean, it's one of those things that I think it's just so easily accessible that we're so like unaware of what it's really doing to us. It's part of our norm. And I don't think that's really bad.
It actually is, because it's part of the norm of how you're living,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, your lifestyle. Salt definitely brings out the flavor of food.
It does.
And when you tell a person that you can't have salt, they're like, "What, I can't have salt?" They go crazy.
Salt is used as a preservative.
Yeah, that's why, right? That's why those foods are able to be frozen for a while. You can throw them in there, and just eat it or anything like that. I think also like with the food that's like going back to accessible food. And you saying food being a preservative, like I don't know if you guys ever saw this. I remember seeing this years ago. They showed a Big Mac, and like it was literally a Big Mac that was right there, and for days it stayed the same. Like they just let it rest, days. It was something like after a week, it was still the same, and it was just like obviously
it didn't spoil or rot or anything.
The bread got spoiled, the lettuce and anything like that, but the meat was still the same after a few days, and it was just like there.
What does it have? What?
Because it's got a lot of
Preservatives.
there's a lot of preservatives in the meat.
1,000 milligrams of salt.
Yeah.
Man,
So definitely try to aim for better high quality foods.
But I don't eat fast food really right now.
No, I mean I don't.
But let's classify fast food. Let's classify fast. Let's classify fast food. Are you talking about a restaurant? Or are you talking about like
Anything with a drive-through.
Jack in the Box
with a drive-through,
and Burger King and stuff like that?
drive-through. Anything with a drive-through we'll consider with fast food.
You really classify a restaurant as?
No, I said anything with a drive-through is a
Oh
is
no,
fast
I
food.
don't. I stopped eating fast food. I tried it at my best.
You try your best.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
That's
Sometimes they someone take you to a fast food place and you're like, oh shit, gotta eat it, and stuff. But I haven't been.
Yesterday.
Last time I went to a fast food place with my daughter and son-in-law.
and her beautiful husband.
So when was that?
Yeah.
When was this?
That's when I had to go. Yeah, I went to a fast food place.
Which was when? When was this?
No, it was a couple of months, maybe 3 months
Is
ago.
this true? Can
3
you
months
vouch for
ago.
this?
I went.
Everyone
But like I
looks.
said, there's a difference between a restaurant and, like you said, a drive-through.
Well, the drive-through, and think about it. At a drive-through restaurant, you're probably gonna deal with food that has a lot of preservatives and salt. At a restaurant, you're not.
It's like made, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That's
and that's why, like I said, it's gonna be one of those where you gotta find just better choices to make. Especially, like I said, it depends on the journey. If you're on a weight loss journey, if you're on a medical, like getting better journey, like yourself, you definitely gotta watch on the salt intake that you're taking. You want to minimize as much as you can.
So when you guys go shopping or when you guys go buy food or anything, do you look at the labels?
For salt, not really.
Not for
no,
salt,
not
yeah.
for salt. I mean, I'm guilty.
I
do.
Like calories and protein are like
No,
the two
I
biggest
look
things
at- I
that I
look-
look at.
I look at the labels.
For salt?
Yeah, for sodium.
Oh, for soda. Oh, like labels of food. Like, yeah. Actually, I take some of that back. So I will look at it. Like, if I go cottage cheese, I love cottage cheese. I'll sometimes go with, all right, let me see which one has the least amount of sodium. I do that from time to time. But just like I do it with cottage cheese and I do it with oatmeal. Those are the only two things because those are the same thing that I eat daily. That's my breakfast. So I do it with that. But besides that, I don't like.
I look all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, too much salt.
I'm still a little younger, so I've been taking advantage of my salt.
Yeah,
but I make sure I stay hydrated, and work out properly. So.
Well, yeah, as long as
and most of my foods are fresh food, so.
Mm-hmm. And so
there was one time he was eating in the break room at the gym one time, and he pulls out this for lunch. What was that? It was.
What was it? I don't know. I bring a lot of.
God, it was rice with beef and all this sauce, the sauce on there and everything. It was a big one. It was a big
was it
probably
homemade
from like the healthy meals?
The Hawaiian? No, it was from the Hawaiian place you went to. He was sitting there, he's eating it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm
was
saying,
like a fried rice thingy?
I'm looking at it, I'm like,
yeah,
wow, that's a lot of salt.
Yeah. But I hydrated really well.
But then he also because he put sauce on it too, right? Soy sauce.
I don't know.
I think like hot sauce.
Okay, well, hot sauce is, but soy sauce.
But I said he's young, he can do that, But I'm looking at it like, whoa, there's a
little more resilient,
lot of salt in there, man.
We should all go eat one day, and we should all pick each other's like plate. Like I'll pick a plate for you, you pick a plate for him, and whatnot. Yeah, and then we should just record each other.
I can't do that with you guys.
Why not?
You pick out one with most salt.
Be like, let's see Mike eat this fried rice with avocado, and the avocado.
Probably chow it down though.
Yeah, but I make fried rice. I make fried rice at home. I don't put no salt in it.
Really? That's good.
None.
Yeah, that's
salt
good.
is bad for me.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. You guys, it's bad for me.
Well, like you said, it depends on where you're at in life. Salt can be good. Salt can be bad, right? If you're an athlete, we talked about the pros of salt. If you are someone where you've had medical issues or a stroke or stuff, things that are against your health, salt can be a detriment to you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what would you think is the best advice that you would give Mike, to someone when it comes to salt intake?
What was that?
What would be the best advice that you would give to an individual about salt intake?
Cut your salt.
Cut your salt.
You just the food makes the food bland. I understand that.
Yeah.
But you can adjust to it.
Mm-hmm.
You may not want to, but you can adjust to it.
Okay. What?
I did.
Yeah. What about you?
I mean, I think if you are gonna,
because you're younger,
your salt, like obviously go the slow and steady route. Like just gradually reduce your salt until you get to a point where it's like less than what it was. But
well, it's like tracking.
It makes
your
you hydrate properly.
Yeah,
that's the only
tracking your salt. Like I said, if you get like those little salt packs that tells you how much is in that pack, use it as a way of tracking it. Don't just eyeball it or anything like that. Don't just eyeball and
You're like this.
Yeah, or just like literally,
because like chefs go by pinches.
Yeah, chefs go. Well, that's why they do it. It's all like,
exactly.
But the main thing, like I think the most important advice I think would be just make sure you're staying hydrated and minimizing salt. So
and stay away from foods with high preservatives.
There you go.
Well, so salt, it can be good for you or it can be bad for you.
There it is.
Yes.
All right.
What is the chemical whatever of salt? Do you know the chemical name?
Na?
That's half of it.
NaSO? No?
Cl.
NaCl.
NaCl.
Mike has no idea what we're talking about, huh?
Sodium chloride.
Man. I'm looking at you guys. What the hell? I was thought it was salt.
All right, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you would do with salt. And no Diddy. And just make sure we'll catch you guys on the next episode. I'm Coach Cisco.
Hey,
Coach Michael.
Coach Kyle. See you guys later.